Hi, and welcome to another presentation from your business tutor, learning your way, anytime, anywhere. Before a product is consumed, it must be paid for. This is a really important point because what it shows is that price is an important aspect in a person's decision to purchase a product. So with that in mind, let's turn to today's presentation, which will look at the price element of the marketing mix. So what are we going to learn in this presentation? Well, first of all, we're going to find out why the price element of the marketing mix is important. We're then going to investigate the factors that influence the price that a business sets. And then finally, we're going to explore basic pricing strategies that can be used by businesses. Okay, let's get started by asking, why is the price element of the marketing mix important? Price is the amount a business charges a customer to purchase their product. As such, it is the element of the marketing mix that puts an actual value on a product being sold. Given this, it is really important that a business gets its price right, because if it sets it too high, no one will buy its product. But equally, if it sets its price too low, it won't earn enough to cover its costs. What this shows is that when setting the price of a product, a business must choose a point somewhere between these maximum and minimum limits. So with that in mind, let's turn to look at the factors which influence product pricing. Probably the first factor that influences pricing is how much it costs to make a product, because this determines the lowest amount a business can charge without making a loss. This is really important, as no business can survive for long if it is selling what it makes at a loss. However, this does not mean that some businesses don't choose to sell products below how much it costs them to make. For example, another factor that influences price connects to when a product is being launched, in that many businesses will set a really low price for a short period of time when a product is first released in order to gain customer attention. And similarly, a third factor that may influence a low price being set is how fashionable a product is. For example, many clothes retailers run end-of-season sales where they reduce prices in order to get rid of old stock they no longer need. However, this factor can also work in the opposite way as well, in that if a product is popular or there is high demand for it, a business may increase its price, which of course would have a positive effect on the level of profit a business makes. Another factor which can influence price in two ways is the quality of a product. This is because if quality is good, a business will charge a high price to not only help its product gain an image or perception of excellence, but also because making quality products usually costs more to do. Whereas, on the other hand, if quality is poor, a business may charge a low price to attract customers that purchase based on price alone. What this shows, and I suspect many of you may already have realised this, is that the price a business charges should be in line with what the customers in a business's target market are willing to pay. For example, if a business is targeting customers who are wealthy, a high price can be charged as they will be able to afford it. However, the opposite will be true if customers who have low incomes are being targeted. Even so, setting an appropriate price for a product does not end there, as a business must also take into account what its competitors are charging as well. In that, if a business is targeting the same clientele, but is charging a higher price than its competitors, it may find that it loses customers to them. However, this loss of sales can be counteracted by a business if it manages to brand its products, as customers will then see it as being superior and therefore may be willing to pay a slightly higher price. Another factor which can influence price, and interestingly is out with the control of a business, is government legislation. For example, in the alcoholic drinks industry, there is a minimum price at which a unit of alcohol can be sold, meaning a business cannot charge below this. Whereas in other industries, such as energy, The government places price caps on businesses so that customers are not overcharged. What this all shows is that setting the price of a product can be challenging, as a number of factors have to be taken into account. This is why many businesses will have an underlying philosophy that influences their approach. For example, some businesses' main concern is achieving high sales and market share, meaning they will set low prices to appeal to lots of customers. On the other hand, if a business is more concerned about profit, it may set a price that allows it to make a certain amount every time it sells a product. For example, tradespeople such as plumbers often calculate price by taking how much it costs them to do a job and then adding on a fixed amount or percentage for profit. Okay, let's now turn to look at pricing strategies a business may follow. A pricing strategy describes a technique a business will use to help it achieve objectives such as higher sales or increased profits. In simple terms, pricing strategies are an easy way of summing up the factors we have just looked at into a single term. For example, one pricing strategy a business could use is called low pricing, which indicates that a business intends to sell its product at a lower price than its competitors. In general, this strategy is used when a business wants to achieve high sales and increased market share. However, it may also be used because the quality of the business's product is poor and price is being used to persuade customers to purchase it. Alternatively, some organisations use what is called a premium pricing strategy, which is when they charge a higher price than their competitors for a similar product. Now, as you can probably work out, such a strategy can have a positive effect on profit if customers purchase. This is why, when using this strategy, a business must ensure that the product it sells is of superior quality or is branded so that customers are convinced it is worth paying a higher price for. And finally, many organisations will use what is called a competitive pricing strategy, which is when the price a business sets is in line with those of its competitors. In general, this strategy is used because it's been realised that price is not an effective way to compete against competitors. For example, in a market where all products are very similar, there is no customer loyalty, and profit margins are low, using price to compete might end up being counterproductive, in that any price cut by one business will be instantly maxed by all the others to avoid losing customers, meaning the only outcome will be that each business sees its profits fall as they are now charging lower prices. Given this, it can be seen why, in this situation, a business will use factors other than price to compete. Okay, so what did we learn in this presentation? Well, first of all, we found out why the price element of the market mix is important. We then went on to investigate the factors that influence the price a business sets. And then finally, we explored basic pricing strategies used by businesses. There is no doubt that price is an important aspect in a customer's purchasing decision. This is why it is essential that a business take into account all relevant factors when deciding the price of its product. In that, it is not enough for a business just to come up with a price that it wants to charge, because if customers don't agree, it will struggle and its product won't sell.